Welcome to The Scoop. I'm Kennedy Papsadero, and this is Wyatt Williams. Today we will be telling what students will need for their new year, going over the 2 new clubs that have blossomed in the school and how the new exercise room has found its place in Floyd Central.
Along with physical conditioning comes mental conditioning. It can be a real stress waking up at your normal summertime schedule late in the day to 5 a.m. to make the bus. So reporter Lucas Huntsman has made a package to help you with your school day.
School can be scary. It's basically a war zone. You're in a battle of knowledge. It can be very stressful. Face it, you need help. Guys, you have a backpack for a reason. That is why it's important that your backpack be full of any essential supplies you need while you're in the classroom. Otherwise, you just might get left behind.
I'm Colin Wood, and I'm going to show you the things that you need to survive your day at school. A pencil pouch. You're going to need a pencil pouch. You got pencils in there, right? You need pencils to survive the day. You got pencils, you got colored pencils. You need all of it. You need all of it's what I'm saying, okay? And of course you're gonna need your folders. You're gonna need some binders. Don't get too many binders because too many binders is just too much. It takes too much space. Let's see. Protein.
Okay. So now that we know what we need, where can we actually find all this junk? Luckily for you guys, you can just walk up and buy it at FC's very own bookstore.
You can get some binders. You get different kinds of binders or different colors like black, red, white. You can get pens, markers, pencils. Also, if you need earbuds, you can get those here too, so you can listen to videos for classes. So if you ever need any items at FC, you can come to the FC bookstore. We got you.
All right, now that we have all the supplies we need, let's bring them into the classroom and actually try to learn something for once. We need to know the best ways of studying. TopUniversities.com says their top 5 tips for studying are: make flashcards, review old exams, take frequent breaks, practice with friends, and don't procrastinate.
I'm Caleb Slaughter and I'm top 10% in my class. I like to take notes and I prefer to handwrite them because I retain information better handwriting than I do typing. When I get home to study before I test, I like to use websites and other materials online that can really benefit you.
Technology can be a very useful tool in the classroom, unless you do this garbage.
Having iPads in the classroom and other technology is a good thing. I think that there's a lot of tools on the iPads that can help us learn, but I also think that there are some negatives with playing games and being distracted during class.
Teachers, gotta love them. Well, no matter what you think of them, it is important that you have a good relationship with all your teachers, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that actually create your grade, and you do not want to be on their bad side.
Well, there's a lot of those normal things. They need to do their homework, they need to study, be on time. But me personally, if you want to impress me, you want to say nice things about me, you want to bring me Diet Cokes, don't be on your phone. That's a stress this year. Don't be on your phone unless it's for academic purposes or unless I give permission. Compliment your neighbor. You want to talk. You want to do all the fun things to make class exciting and fun. But again, let's go back. the Diet Coke is the key.
Now, I know school can seem tough sometimes, but Floyd Central takes pride in being able to challenge their students. And if you are one of those students, you have the chance to become something you desire, something amazing, something worth fighting for.
Now that you know what you are doing, let's make your day a little bit more interesting. The new curriculum in gym has allowed young athletes to push themselves more than they ever have before. Coach Donnie Gumble has pushed our students to high new standards and has offered a more involved classroom.
Since 2017, the strength and conditioning program at Floyd Central has undergone several new changes. First being the new and drastically improved weight room, thanks to Coach Donnie Gumble. Coach Gumble arrived at Floyd Central last year, taking over the program for his own. Since then, he has improved many athletes by increasing speed and athletic abilities by setting up workout regimens for each sport. Athletes of all kinds come in and out of Gumble's class and even come to stay after school to get some extra reps in. Many students are very grateful for the time and effort that he has put into them to help them accomplish their goals. Gumble has been said to be very caring and supportive of all athletes here at Floyd Central. We interviewed Gumble about his life and FC, and here's what he had to say.
I got started with strength and conditioning when I was going through my years in undergrad schooling. Initially started out in the architecture track, which then took me into architectural engineering, then engineering. Decided one summer that I didn't know how I felt about going to work in an office every day. Suit and tie, shirt and tie, khaki pants, all that stuff, making a lot of money, how that would work for me. Figured going to work in gym clothes and working out all the time was something that was kind of more up my alley. So I switched my track from engineering during my undergrad into human performance, which then led me through the track into strength and conditioning from the collegiate setting now into high school. FC's been fantastic. I've gotten a ton of support from coaches, student athletes. The parents have been very receptive, as well as our administration. I love it here. You know, being able to come to a place where I could design a facility the way that I wanted to, have it set, kind of catered to my style of training and coaching, kind of was an opportunity that I couldn't turn down.
Every athlete and coach here at Floyd Central are very excited about Coach Gumble being the newest addition to the Floyd family. Floyd Central has been around for a very long time. The school itself opened in the year 1967. There's been many drastic changes since then, but since the beginning, we have always had amazing athletic trainers. Gumble has won over our outstanding athletic trainer, Becky Clifton. Since Coach Gumble arrived at Floyd Central, the two have worked together to help athletes overcome injuries by choosing strict rehab exercises that the athlete can do inside the weight room. We asked Becky Clifton how she thought last year had went, and here's what she had to say.
I've been very impressed with the quality of the training that he has done with the athletes so far, in that we have gained speed and we've gained a lot better movement patterns in our athletes, and we've also gained a lot of strength within the movement patterns. The biggest thing has been the movement patterns and the gains we've made there. And all of that translates to fewer injuries, which helps me. So I've been very impressed with that.
Several students at FC talk highly of Coach Gumble, whether it be his outstanding coaching abilities or his ability to interact with all the students. All of the kids love him. We are all very excited to see what he has planned for next year and the years to come. Every year, new beginners come to Coach Gumble's class. And every year, he works with new students to help them become the best that they can be by teaching them the basics of strength training. We asked freshman Crew Gibson how he liked Coach Gumble's class, and here's what he had to tell us.
Hi, my name is Crew Gibson, and I think Coach Gumble is great with all the students, and he's been really good with everybody, especially the beginners and all the intermediate, and he's just been helping out a lot of us and getting us stronger and helping us every day with all of our sports. I think Coach Gumble is a great person, and I think his work ethic has just been really good with all of us.
As you can see, overall, the coaches and athletes here at Floyd Central are very excited about the newer edition of Coach Gumble's strength and conditioning class. With the years to come, we'll see an amazing improvement with the athletes that come in and out of Floyd Central every year. With me being a senior, this will be my last year attending Coach Gumble's class. I'm sad, but at the same time I know how many countless times Coach Gumble has pushed me to be the best. I'm so happy to see the way athletics here at Floyd Central are growing, and will definitely return next year to catch all the sporting events and to see my favorite teacher.
Welcome back to The Scoop. We're here with APC coach Donnie Gumble. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So what brought you to Floyd Central?
The location. I was in Florida. I grew up in Florida, born and raised there, but my wife's family currently lives in Indy. So having 3 children, we wanted to be closer to her support system. So kind of branched out, looked for job schools within the state of Indiana, and fortunately Floyd Central was an opportunity that opened up for me, and met up with Dr. Willman, Mr. Sequeira, and things just kind of fell in hand for us.
Does your family like it here so far?
We love it. Love the region. People ask us all the time, why move from Florida to the Midwest? But I'm a guy that likes cool weather and less humidity, so we get that throughout the season more than Florida, and we avoid the hurricanes a little bit more up here.
So what is the most rewarding part of your job?
Outside of watching kids learn and master new skills, I think keeping them healthy is something that's pretty rewarding. Keeping them out of the training room, keeping them in the game, playing the sport that they love. They don't necessarily play their sport to be in the weight room all the time. So we use the weight room as a tool to keep them on the field, keep them on the court, keep them on the track, keep them healthy, improve performance while they're at it, and go from there. Outside of those two kind of performance things, developing relationships with these kids is awesome. I've had you in my class last year. That's awesome, and we're here today. And a lot of the kids that I have in class right now, it's a cool thing to be able to see them, high five them, and just feel like we're building relationships. And I have some kids to watch grow up through 4 years, or kids to kind of master or go through a year that they have left as they graduate and then move on, and hopefully keep tabs on some of these guys as they go through college.
So speaking of like mentoring people, do you have a mentor when you were younger or anything like that, or did you just get into it on your own?
As far as strength and conditioning?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go back to my high school development. I had a weightlifting coach. We had weightlifting as a sport in Florida. So we competed in bench press and clean and jerk. So I had an awesome strength and conditioning / weightlifting coach there. Also, my football coaches, head football coach and position coach, were huge in kind of developing or instilling discipline in me within the weight room and on the field that I feel later transferred into life. And I think a lot of our sport coaches do a good job of that as well with our athletes. So I feel like I get an opportunity in the weight room with them to further kind of push that development. And then again, these coaches that are with them more hours than I am on their field, the court, wherever they are practicing and playing, hopefully they're kind of doing that same thing. Along the way, I had a mentor, Eric Cross at Florida Gulf Coast, where I did my undergrad, and Gary Schofield, who is considered a master head strength and conditioning coach at the high school level from Georgia, is another one of my mentors who I had him actually come out and visit for a day last semester, and he was excited about what we're doing here and kind of proud of the progress that we've made and that, the things that I've been able to do here.
What do you hope to do most for the students? What do you hope to change for them the most?
Aside from keeping them healthy and helping them achieve their goals, just kind of supporting whatever it is that they want to do. The culture at Floyd Central is already awesome. We know how to win. We expect to win, and I think just kind of pushing that mindset, developing discipline, further pushing discipline, knowing that you can work hard all year round, still be healthy enough to perform and, you know, kick butt whenever you play your game. Even if you lifted earlier in that day or trained earlier in that day or the day before, you're gonna be okay. And the goal is just to be as healthy and strong and powerful and fast at the end of the season when we're competing in sectionals and the playoffs and hopefully state championship games as we were in the beginning of the season.
All right. Well,
Thanks for coming today.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having you. Always good to have Coach Gumble.
all right. The AP class has made an impact on our school's atmosphere, but for those who don't have new space for class, there is still something for you to do after the school day. The brand new Best Buddies Club has created a beginning of the year and has created a whole new atmosphere for many students to push forward.
New to this school year, the Buddy Program, where kids can go and get help, or they could help other kids on schoolwork or just finding friends. It is a good way to meet new people and talk to others. It also helps involve the special education program. We also got a chance to speak with Jacob Breeden, a new freshman into Floyd Central, talking about the Buddy Program and how it would help him and help others.
It helps because a freshman can get better grades if he's struggling or like needs to study or on homework.
On the more experienced side, we talked to senior Joe Lincoln about the Buddy Program and if it would have helped him whenever he was a freshman and if he would have used it.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Best Buddies Club would have been a good use of like my time as a freshman to get associated with the school. It would have helped out a lot, and I think it is definitely a good idea to have now.
Asked him about the relationship formed between the buddies.
Definitely, I think you have the experience of 3 years of high school under your belt, and you can kind of mentor these guys through their high school life and help them out in their struggles and all of their challenges with their classes and stuff, and you just kind of let them know what you went through and some tips and tricks, and I think it's a really good idea and really great for the school.
We got the chance to talk to Grace Roberts and Sammy Whitney, the president and treasurer of the Buddy Program, on how this formed and how it became.
I work in the special ed room, and I love it, and Sammy also works in the special ed room, and we love it, and we see what most people don't see by working in there, and we see how some people feel not included, and how people treat them differently, and we want so badly to end that. So we started Best Buddies, so people will get to meet some of the kids that we work with that we love, and to spread inclusion, and so they feel more included and not so sheltered.
Gracie also talks about how there are no schools local that have the Buddy Program, but there are multiple schools in Indiana that have the Buddy Program to ensure that their new freshmen or sophomores or juniors or seniors get help that they need and can find that.
This is our first year doing Best Buddies. There's a bunch of schools around here, well, not around here, but in Indiana that do Best Buddies. I got to go to a camp at IU for it, and people from around the globe came with their Best Buddy camps, and it was pretty cool. We are the only ones around here that are doing Best Buddies, and we just started it this year, but we hope that the schools around us will start one too, so we can have our clubs meet.
They further explained the support they got for the Buddy Program and how it was exceeding their expectations and how many people signed up and supported them. They were very pleased with the way that it had begun and how it has turned out.
Next year, we'll pick who's on the committee board. They'll send in applications, and hopefully, this year we've gotten more people that want to do it more than we thought we would get.
Yes.
We have a lot of people.
We thought we would struggle with how many people.
Yes, and hopefully once people see, like, since it's our first year, they see it, they're like, oh, like, that's actually really cool, that more people will join. And
with the help of Gracie and Sammy, the buddy program has been introed into Floyd Central, and I believe is here to stay for many, many years and will continue to grow.
Along with the Best Buddies program comes a new club, the Environmental Sustainability Club, which has pushed forward in the last year. Sponsor Randy Hein has helped push this forward and make a lot of plans and blueprints to move the club forward.
A club filled to the brim with love and laughter has brought its way to the surface of our school. The Environmental Sustainability Club started near the end of last school year and was initiated by senior Kylie Bostock, with biology teacher Randy Hein as her sponsor. Bostock has many ideas for how she wants this school year to go.
I would love to successfully create our first composting program and school garden and set that up to do more next year.
So Kylie came to me last year in English and she like, start this club. When I did it up, she got our phone numbers, and then over the summer we kind of planned it out. And it's been fun to we wanted to build a garden, but we realized first the good first starting part was the composting. We had access to the bricks and access to the supplies. We're going in front of the Farm Bureau next week to try to get a grant for some more money for supplies. So it's been fun to build it and solidify an idea and work towards that.
The Environmental Sustainability Club takes volunteers to do all their missions that they want to accomplish this year. Volunteering for the club counts as Community Service Act for any occasion, but many volunteer just for a cause that they believe in. To make the club's goals possible, senior Fiona Granham has volunteered her time to the composting regimen.
We're working on a composting box, which is a great way to reduce food waste. But I think having more recycling options and, letting students know how certain activities and behaviors have an impact on the environment, and, doing things like riding the bus instead of taking a car reduces the carbon footprint that we make, and stuff like that.
With the creation of this club, a lot of communication had to be done over the summer. A small group of people helped Bostock with the creation of this club, one of which included senior Garrett Martin. Martin is in charge of making sure the plans go smoothly and that everything is uploaded to the club's Google Classroom.
I put time in this club because I want it to be here when I leave, so by setting it up now and getting a strong foundation and a strong leadership and a strong plan, we can lay a way for the next group of kids to come up and fill those shoes.
The environmental club is especially important to me because I always look for ways that we can better our environment and environmental education for all, and I felt like the creation of this club could really contribute to all of that.
This club strives to be an excellent way of getting not only students, but teachers involved with saving the environment. With the intense increase of pollution, decrease of planet and tree life, and animals going extinct, this club is steadily trying to make its mark on not only our school, but the globe.
We are here with the Environmental Sustainability Club sponsor, Mr. Randy Hein. Mr. Hein, how are you today?
Good.
That's good. So what is the importance to the Environmental Club to you?
Well, personally, I think it's wonderful to see young people involved, because you guys are the ones that's going to be making the changes. My generation and generations prior, we're seeing some of the environmental impact of some of the not so wise decisions that sometimes we've made. And, this 7th-generation kind of thing, looking forward, sometimes we're so short-sighted in some of the decisions that we've made. You guys, we put a lot of those consequences of decisions and resource use on to the next generation. And that's not quite fair to you guys. And so you guys will have to be dealing with some of the environmental impacts and things. And so it's encouraging to see younger people making possibly better decisions than what we made when we were your ages.
So for the students who are in it, what do you think it means to them?
I think it gives them a voice. It gives them, sometimes we see, there's so much global doom and gloom of, it seems so overwhelming with global warming issues and just, resource depletion. What can we as an individual do? And it gives them something that they feel they're making an impact toward, that they have some way that they can help make a difference toward a positive change.
How would you want others to get involved?
Kylie Bostock has done wonders for getting it set up so that she has people that are committee leaders, so people can join a committee. They could be a committee leader. She wants to look at awareness. She has a composting program that she's we got funding from Indiana Farm Bureau. We got materials donated from L. Thorne. So she has it set up so that people can join any one of those committees, the awareness, the gardening, possibly as we get a composting and getting maybe a community garden program. So she's got different committees that people can join in, and she's very well aware that we need to get underclassmen and have them coming in to replace those seniors that are there as well. So she's encouraging underclassmen and involvement into the program as well. So the Sustainability Club is sustainable itself.
So what can the school do to get involved?
It was actually encouraging today. I was in the cafeteria and picked up a cardboard tray instead of a styrofoam tray. So we've talked about, Kylie presented with the members last week some things that were compostable, and cardboard is definitely one of those. As long as it's not oily and not food saturated with certain meaty type foods that you wouldn't want to put in a compost bin, we might even be able to add those. We're going to start small. They're looking at doing a food inventory with the cafeteria. Our cafeteria manager seems open to that. Dr. Willman seems very supportive of the whole idea as well. So, as a school, we could probably maybe then possibly get recycling bins into classrooms and start recycling some of the paper that even though we try to go paperless in many assignments and things today, much more so than in the past, we still do use a lot of paper. And a lot of times that paper a lot of times it's good quality paper that could be very, very much used in post-consumer recyclables.
All right, well, I think that's all we needed. Thank you, Mr.
All right,
Hein.
thank you.
Have a wonderful
Nice
day.
meeting you. Nice seeing you again. All right.
As you can see, Floyd Central does a lot with students involved with activities and are very beneficial to their day. The importance of understanding school and finding yourself is something everybody needs, and this is an FCTV production. I'm Kennedy Papsadero. This is Wyatt Williams. Thank you for watching.